Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. You know, everyone in Vancouver is always excited for the boat show, but even a bigger reason this year.
Yeah, Deadliest Catch has got to be one of the most popular shows out there because it shows guys that are doing something that is so high stakes, both in terms of the danger and finances. It's hard to wrap your mind around sometimes. We have one of the gentlemen that was on many seasons of Deadliest Catch joining us, Russell Newberry.
Hello.
Hey, Russell.
How are you?
Ahoy, fair maiden.
Ahoy.
And ye miserable bilge rat.
There, that's a little
Get
better.
him started on the pirate tack. It will not stop. How are you?
Good, good. Couldn't be better. Glad to be here in Vancouver.
Well, and this time of year, it must be nice to be dry and, well, relatively dry and warm.
Absolutely. We're not going to let the weather stop us from staying inside.
Would this have been the typical season? Like, when the Deadliest Catch is filmed, what is the actual, like, what's the season?
Oh, well, you know, it's wintertime. They make you go out in the wintertime. In fact, there's boats up there right now trying to catch crab, and they're having a record cold, and a bunch of them are struggling with it right now.
Is that for the kings and the opies?
No, it would be the opilio, the snow crab. They market it as a snow crab.
And what kind of finances are we talking about during this time of the year when people are crab fishing like that?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, people don't realize it, that before the boat even leaves the dock, it's $100,000 in debt by the time you put 20,000 gallons worth of fuel on the boat.
Wow.
Bait, food, so right before we even get started, we're way in debt.
Everybody's in debt. And how does because people don't realize the logistics, or if they watch the show, they might get a feel for it, but the whole share mechanism and how it works on a fish boat, what does all that mean? Quarter share, half share,
Well, we
full
get
share?
paid a commission, basically, and I get paid a percentage, which is somewhere around 5% of what the catch is off the bottom.
Yeah.
We pay the expenses
cost
off the
first.
top. And then I get paid a certain percentage off of that.
Now,
This is
some of
why.
the storms that you see could be from The Perfect Storm, the movie. What you guys go through is just incredible on those boats. So what kind of responsibility do you have for each other in those situations?
Well, first of all, we're working these 30, 40-hour days, and we're watching each other's backs, and we're making sure that
30, 40-hour days?
Yeah, all wrapped up into one. But it's funny because we'll cry like little girls on who's going to do the damn dishes.
Right. But it is important, and part of the attraction of the show, I think, is there's a camaraderie that has to occur for you guys to be successful. And when it doesn't occur, it's a real
life or
problem
death.
out there.
Well, you got to remember, we're on these vessels for 3-4 months out of the year, and so we got to get along with each other, and so we got to make sure that we're all friendly, and it's how can you get along with each other when you're dead tired?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the big thing, because you're always you're cold, you're wet, and you're tired all the time, and that people get cranky when they got any one of those things.
So what's a greenhorn and what do you do to them?
A greenhorn is a rookie on the boat, a guy that's never been out on a crab boat before. There's a lot of things. If you watch the television show, there's lots of different pranks we pull on them. We mess with their rain gear. We ride all over their rain gear. We make them do funny stuff, like go stand out on the bow.
I mean, it's just...
like when we have to do an anchor watch.
Yeah.
All right, well, an anchor watch is actually when you set your anchor and you're drifting on it, and you just make sure you don't drag off of it.
Right.
Well, we'll tell a greenhorn, okay, well, it's time for you to do an anchor watch. Go up to the bow and look at the anchor.
Okay, man, it's all right.
It's still
moving.
there. He's waving.
You gotta pass the time somehow.
What was your first season? How long ago was your first season out on a full crab boat?
Well, I'll tell you, I first started when I was 15, when I started to get involved with girls, and I needed a job, and I needed a car, and so the better job I had, the better car I could get, the cuter girl you could have.
It's all mathematics.
Deckhand, crab boat,
absolutely. And when I was 15, we were Dungeness crabbing. Yeah. And when I turned 18, I said, the heck with this, I'm going to go to college. And I went to college for a couple of years, and then I ran out of money and went back crabbing to supplement my income. I made $125,000 as a 21-year-old.
That's supplementing your income, all right.
Not too shabby.
Right to Las Vegas.
Well, and this is part of the interesting thing about that business, because it can be, you can make a lot of money at it. But I know you're making a transition in your life, and you're doing a lot of things that I really admire, because you've received some notoriety from the show. Right. But when you enter a business venture, you always attach a fundraising initiative to it.
Absolutely, I have, through my tiny bit of notoriety, which has really allowed me to go east of the Mississippi, so to speak, being a kid from Homer, Alaska. So through my tiny bit of notoriety, my stipulation has been, let's give some monies back to the military or autism or any kind of cancer
What made
research.
you decide to do that?
Well, it all started with a little girl that had leukemia in the Philadelphia area. And I got a call from a guy and said, hey, we've got this little Miss Rose. And asked me if I would come out there and do a motorcycle fundraiser.
Yeah.
And we did a ride and raised a bunch of money for the little girl.
That must have felt great.
And that just gets you started.
And then that started it. And then we wanted to do, my dad was in the military, so I wanted to do something with something for wounded warriors or, Operation Gratitude. And we got involved in different stuff like that. And it's been very wonderful.
I can tell because, we met this morning first and now, like, what a personable guy you are. How much fun do you have when you're at something like this, at the boat show and stuff like that, and people come up and it must be interesting because you're a fisherman, at heart, and yet you've been put into this position where people now come up to you and they're like, hey, I saw when you saved that guy's life.
Yeah,
it's
Josh
gotta be
White was his name.
It's got to be fun, eh? I mean, just meeting people and hearing their stories and telling
like I said before, it's allowed me to be able to go places like, for instance, I went to Atlantic City, New Jersey. And I'll tell you what, I'm a typical sailor, girls are girls are girls, wherever you go, they just talk a little different. And I got to Atlantic City, New Jersey, these New Jersey women, they're blah, 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 talking a mile a minute. I was like, slow down, slow down.
You're
Can't
in Jersey.
understand you. And then a week later, I went to Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh.
Now these girls in the South, I'm going, all right, let me finish that sentence for you.
When you're here for the Vancouver Boat Show, how much do you enjoy doing this kind of thing and seeing what's
Looking
new
at
in boats and meeting all the people that way?
The Fiona, it's right up my alley. Any kind of boats and seafood and harbors. I could sit there and just talk forever
we've got
about
some great
the keel of your boat.
In Vancouver. You're gonna what do you
How
call
about
it?
the keel of your boat?
What about the cut of my jib?
Oh, the cut of your jib is also
that's pretty
very
good
nice.
too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So nice
Russell,
to meet
thanks,
you.
man.
If you
it's my
want to check
pleasure.
out the Vancouver Boat Show, you can go to vancouverboatshow.ca to find out all the information. It is happening over the weekend. Make sure that you do not miss it.
Yeah, absolutely. It happens at BC Place and also at Granville Island as well. If you want to go watch the boats float a little bit, that's always kind of fun as well. And you can meet Russell, of course, and a few other people at the show. Russell, thank you.
Thank you.
Man. Real pleasure.
My
to meet you
pleasure.
today.
Thank
It was
you.
a lot of fun.